Hi there. I'm Awesta Sarkash. I'm Small Business Majority's Public Policy Director, and I'm here based in New Mexico, my home state. Thanks for your interest in the New Mexico Paid Family Leave Program. If you don't know about Small Business Majority already, we are a national small business education advocacy nonprofit with offices across the country. Now, for the reason why you're joining us, we're going to talk a little bit about a New Mexico Paid Family and Medical Leave Program. So this video is meant to be really, really brief, but we're hoping to cover all the questions you probably have as a small business owner about what an upcoming New Mexico Paid Family and Medical Leave program might look like and what that type of program would offer small businesses and their employees. So what is paid family and medical leave? And what does a state-run paid family and medical leave program look like? So let's say you or your partner has a child. A paid family and medical leave program would allow you to take time off to take care of that child, take care of yourself, take care of your newborn, and so on, while still getting paid a portion of your wages through a state insurance program. Here's another example. As we all know, medical emergencies can happen unexpectedly, especially after the pandemic. So let's say you get really, really sick and you need time for healthcare treatments. This program would allow you to do that while not having to worry about where your next paycheck is coming from. And another example that's really pertinent to New Mexico, and something that I know a lot of folks are faced with, is a caregiving role to a family member, like so many folks here in the state. You might have a parent or a partner or even a grandparent who's really struggling and needs around-the-clock care. You could use your paid family and medical leave to take care of your family member while still getting paid. So the program itself, how does the program work for small businesses specifically? So the Paid Family and Medical Leave Act would establish something called the Paid Family and Medical Leave Fund, and the program would be administered by the New Mexico Department of Workforce Solutions. So the fund would be a state-administered insurance program to cover leave compensation for a qualifying event like those that I described before, paid through modest employee and employer contributions. So the program would make paid family and medical leave much more affordable and accessible to small business owners and their employees who often lack that sort of access. And something we hear from small businesses all the time, that they want to be able to offer these things, but insurers are not willing to provide it to really small businesses, or if they do, they're really, really expensive. This type of program is incredibly affordable and is meant to support small businesses like you. So essentially how the fund would work is, after paying into the fund for at least 6 of the previous months, paid family and medical leave would be available to your workers who need to take up to 12 weeks away from work due to specific qualifying events. And during an employee's leave period, you as an employer can actually make use those wages to cover temporary costs of covering the employee's work. Let's say, that person takes leave and some of your other staff has to extend their capacity, work a little bit extra. You could use those wages to pay them overtime, or you could hire a temporary employee while that person's out. Your big question, right? What is this cost? So the state's actually going to provide the startup costs for the program, but after 10 years, they're going to get that back, and the fund will be self-sustaining. The fund is going to be paid through employer and employee contributions. The cost for employers looks like this. Employers with 5 or more employees will pay the equivalent of $4 for every $1,000 of wages earned, which equates to 0.4%. Note that if you have less than 5 employees, you don't have to pay anything into the fund at all. Employees contribute $5 for every $1,000 of wages, so they are paying a little bit more. Additionally, if an employee has been employed with their current employer for fewer than 90 days at the time that they decide to take leave, you don't have to guarantee job protection. And as an employer, you are entitled to check in with your employee during their leave to confirm their return date. You have the right to actually check in with them throughout their leave for this purpose. The employee would receive 100% of minimum wage plus 67% of any wages made above that. So for example, if you pay an employee $13 an hour, they would receive $12.67 an hour of leave from the state, with $12 being the minimum wage. And they're guaranteed up to 12 weeks of leave. So what does administering the program actually look like for small businesses? There's really little to no administrative burden for you all at all. The employee actually applies to the Department of Workforce Solutions They process the application and then they bring it to you as the employer. And the length of leave is stated and it's approved by a doctor if it's related to an injury or related to caregiving. For folks who are self-employed, you can actually opt into the program, but you're not required to participate. And for small business owners who have part-time or seasonal employees, they pay in the same way full-time employees would. Part-time employees, especially those with more than one job, can actually benefit from being able to access a total wage replacement from all their jobs when they apply through the Department of Workforce Solutions. The same applies for seasonal workers. However, with a 90-day period before job protection is guaranteed, the likelihood is that a seasonal worker would not qualify for job protected leave for long enough for them to have a job to return to after several weeks away anyways. So as you can see, the program would be a major benefit to small businesses in the state by allowing them to use this type of benefit that larger business competitors already offer. Plus, you as a small business owner don't have to worry about arduous administrative burdens or high costs. While the program hasn't passed yet, we are hoping to get it passed next year and need more small businesses like you to tell us that they're going to benefit from it. You can benefit through it through this program through attracting and retaining a workforce. Your existing employees, who we all know that you all care immensely about, can offer them something that you don't already offer them now, and we know that that leads to workforce retention. There's also a commitment to staying on board, and you get to compete with larger businesses who, as we all know, it's becoming increasingly difficult for New Mexico businesses to compete with those larger businesses coming into the state. So if you are interested in joining us and learning more about these types of programs, I would recommend you stay in touch with us because it's going to be critically important to get your voice, understand how you feel about this, and show us your support. But also, if you just have any questions, feel free to connect with me directly. You can go to smallbusinessmajority.org to learn more about SBM, or you can connect with me directly, Awesta Sarkash, Public Policy Director, by responding to an email that you've probably seen from me, or you can connect with me through our website. Thanks again, everyone. And if you have any questions, I look forward to touching base with you.